Hey, is that rigatoni baloney? Chris Pratt puts under his Instagram captions like Psalms 34:12 and shit like a lot of the time. So,
I remember people were people upset about that, or
he said something religious about somebody dying or something, and then it's like
he said some thoughts and prayers or something.
He said thoughts and prayers, and everybody like jumped on. Was like I'm an atheist over here, but I'm thinking like, well, you fucking like settle down, everybody. Jesus Christ.
Fair enough.
I'm a live and let live kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking. Welcome everybody to the SuperHouse Podcast. This is episode 124. This is Andrew coming in from Los Angeles.
This is Stefan coming in from Denver, and I'm dancing. You can't see me, but I'm dancing as we speak.
Joey from LA as well.
And this is Maddie, and I'm living in Seattle now.
Yay! All right, everybody. So this week we only have one thing on the docket, and that is Avengers 3: Infinity War, the review. Welcome to it, everybody. So this time around, I'm going to be heading up the review, it looks like. So we got, and thanks for that, Maddie. I think I got kind of carried away with this.
When you sent me those emails, I was like, I'm not doing this. This is super much. I was like, Andrew, you know this better than I do at this point, so I'm just going to run with whatever you got, because I was overwhelmed. I was not ready, and I needed to study.
You just saw it too, so I just had more time to prepare and stuff. Okay, so I'm breaking this up into 3 parts, everybody. So part 1 is pretty similar to what we normally do, which I'm calling this time around the icebreakers. And then part 2 is going to be theories and predictions. And then part 3 is final thoughts. All right, so let's get right into the icebreakers. So the first question up, and I'm going to answer last. What's everybody's familiarity with the source material, which is the Infinity Gauntlet from Marvel Comics? Joey, go ahead.
I'm pretty familiar with it. This was like one of the... So basically, it came out in 1991. And like, you know, I was probably 8 or 9 years old, like just started collecting comics, and then this comes out. And so, of course, I got all 6 issues. And so this is the movies I've been waiting for since I was a wee tyke.
Nice.
And this is the one I've been wanting to see.
Nice. Maddie? Oh, sorry.
Joe, did you want to say something?
I was just saying I'm pretty familiar. Go ahead, Maddie.
Oh. I read when I was in LA, I think the first time or second time, I don't remember, but Joey was like, "You read this?" And I was like, "No, but I should." He's like, "Yeah, you should, because that movie's gonna be coming." I was like, "Nah, they're not gonna." Yeah, they did do it. So I read it, and you know what? I vaguely I don't remember that much about it. Honestly, I know when I saw the movie, I went, "Yeah, I don't remember a lot of this happening." But I don't know. It's like I feel like that day, that week I spent with Joey, I read so many fucking comic books though, just to catch up on a lot of shit. Because I mean, comics is just like a downward spiral, man. Like once you get into it, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna read this one. No, you're not. You got to read all the offshoots and the shit before it, and then the shit after it. Because people die, and you need to know what happens, how people feel about it. Lost my mind when fucking Nightcrawler died. I was like, what the fuck? When did this happen? It was like that was like 15 years ago, dude. And I was like, what? I hate comics. I love them. It's just it gets too deep sometimes, man. It's too deep. But
he teleported into my heart. Okay,
he's always teleported.
Bam.
Good song title.
It's true. Stefan, go ahead.
So my familiarity with it is like slim to none, to be honest. Other than what I've read in Wizard magazine about like the big epic Avenger runs and stuff, and the artwork. George Perez, I'm familiar with a lot of his Avengers stuff. Other than that, not too much.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so I read Infinity Gauntlet like 2 years ago or so for the first time ever, but I haven't read any of the other Thanos stuff. I know there's been like a lot of like comics about just Thanos and Mad Titan, this and that or whatever, but I haven't read any of that.
There's been a couple. There's not a ton.
Not a ton. Okay. Well, I've read none of that stuff. Just Infinity Gauntlet. and nothing like leading up to Infinity Gauntlet. But anyway, I read that, so yeah, and I thought that comic was great. Really liked it. And I first became familiar with Thanos from actually playing Marvel Superheroes on Sega Saturn back in the day. It was a 2D fighting game. It was even before the X-Men versus Street Fighter series back in the day. And also, I think Thanos' powers, if I'm not mistaken, are based on all of his gems. He'll use this gem for this power and so on, Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but I was always attracted to the kind of like epic scope of the story of Infinity Gauntlet. You guys know me. I like the really big epic stories, and this is, as big as it gets pretty much. And the scene I think I remember the most, I hope it's from this comic anyway, they approach one of the Celestials in it, and they ask for help, but they turn them away because they believe in survival of the fittest, and they will not help him. They don't intervene trying to stop Thanos, and I thought that scene was really cool. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Let's get into favorite scenes in this movie. So you can have 1, 2, 3, whatever. It doesn't have to be one, is what I'm saying. But anyway, favorite scene from Infinity War, Joey.
The whole movie.
Out of the movie, yeah, you can 1 or 2.
No. I'm saying.
I got you. You like the whole thing? Okay.
I like. There's a lot of good stuff. Just the little character moments I enjoyed. I thought actually kind of showing the quest of Thanos, like getting these gems, was really cool. Like him going to, I'm blanking on the planet name, but with his daughter. No, Xandar was the place that he got the power ring, I think.
Nerville or some shit like that. Or
no, that's the star that. Yeah,
Titan.
No, not Titan.
All right. Anyway,
so many planets, and it's like a big like space adventure, and I liked how that planet looked with the the mountain and basically everything. But I don't know, man, it's tough, man. This movie's it's really good. They really did a great job. I like all the little character moments. I thought I don't want to go too far into it, but yeah, it's tough for me to say exactly a scene.
All right, Maddie.
I really enjoyed the scene where, God damn it, I can't remember the fucking children or the fucking 4 Thanos villains.
Children of Thanos?
Yeah, Children of Thanos. But the one weird dude who could do like magic shit or like,
Ebony Maw. Yeah.
Yeah, when he has Doctor Strange and he's doing that like surgical knife and like explaining it, and it's just like Iron Man, it's Iron Man and Spider-Man. Who else is there? Is it just them
Doctor
two?
Strange, Iron Man, Spider-Man, and yeah, because the cape's kind of floating around by itself.
Yeah, and the cape. That's it. Yeah, I really like that scene a lot, just because it was humorous, but I was like, God damn it, anyone could die in this movie. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. This guy's really powerful. But I really like that scene. How he's like. Because, it was a reference to one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah. It's called Aliens.
That's true. That's true.
And I love, I just like, hey, have you seen this other old movie called Aliens? And I was just like, oh my God.
I thought of you, Maddie.
It's just a little baby Spider-Man. I love him. But I thought that scene was cool. And I guess you always want like that big, like ending for villains, like if they die, but I kind of like the quick ones sometimes. It's like, get them in and out of there, man. We got to get to Thanos. I like that scene a lot. I love the scene where when they're in Scotland and it's Vision and Scarlet Witch and they're talking about just like being together, and I was like, that's cool. I never read that run on Vision where he like starts a family, but I like that they're seems like they're kind of going like, well, they were going to go that way. Spoiler alert. But I like that. And then when those other two, I really like the design of I like the design of the girl, Thanos. Children of Thanos, but I like the other guy so much more. I thought he looked fucking dope, and I really like that battle between them. And then when you're like, oh my God, what the fuck are they gonna do? Because when you see a trailer, you're like, I know Cap shows up for this moment. As soon as that trailer was going by, I was like, this is Cap. Cap is here. And I love when she throws a spear, he catches it, and then like you're like, oh shit, Black Widow's here too. Oh shit, Falcon's here too. Who else is showing up? The whole fight scene, I like that. Like Black Widow just like ran into the fucking game. I was like, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm Black Widow, and you're like, yes, because she's just a badass assassin. And I love when just people who don't have like a superpower, like, or just can like have trained really well and can like anticipate moves. And I just love that they like kind of just destroyed those two like right out the gate, like just the team. And I was like, the team's getting back together, guys, putting the band back together. You know what? I like Thor Ragnarok. I think it's fun, but I love Thor in this movie as well. I feel like it was a return to like not like I like what they did with Ragnarok. I think it was fun. I thought it was what that series needed to kind of separate it from, I think the first one's really good. I think the second one was a disappointment. I think the third one's a lot of fun, just kind of a weird Marvel movie, which I'm fucking into. But I love seeing Thor get back into, he's lost everyone in his fucking life, man. He has the saddest story right now, So I thought that was dope that you kind of just follow him throughout it. Like, because I was thinking after the movie, I was like, there's no real one-man character. But I was like, Thor is kind of, he's the guy that does everything, really. He's like, we got to go here. I got to get a new hammer. We got to do this. This is the only thing that's going to stop Thanos. Let's do it.
Because it starts out with Thor.
Yeah, and I thought that was a really cool, we get a fourth Thor movie almost. It just happens to feature the Avengers as well. But I felt like a lot of characters took some side steps, like Captain America wasn't super big in this one, which is cool. And it kind of and I love the Russo brothers, and I like this general thoughts real quick. Holy fucking shit. This movie, man. Ugh. Maddie and Simon was just like giddy. I had to pee through that fucking 3-hour movie. Once it started, I was like, I can't get up. I'm stuck here. Man. And I ran to the bathroom real quick as soon as the credits started rolling. I was like, please don't be after you roll the actors' names. I was like, but there's a lot of actors in this movie. Come back, and I was like, all right, people are still sitting down.
Come on, penis.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, there's more scenes I liked in it. It's just there's so much, man. There's so much. But that's it. Those are the big scenes that I was like, this is dope. And I love that Thor was super fucking awesome. And also love that Rocket gave Thor a new eye. That shit was dope.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that arm.
So, the children of Thanos, you have Corvus Glaive, which is the guy with the spear, who you like, Maddie.
Okay.
He's married to Proxima Midnight.
Oh, shit.
You have Ebony Maw, who's the, old weird dude who's telekinetic. And then you have Cull Obsidian, which in the comics his name is Supergiant, but they changed it to Cull Obsidian. And like just that name by itself, I was like, it didn't even faze me. I was like, oh yeah, I guess they did change it, like because it fit with the other names.
Right.
And, I totally had I was like, oh yeah, Supergiant sounded weird. Cull Obsidian sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But that's their 4 names. So
okay, I'm not going to remember that, so I'm just going to
thank you for that, though, Joey.
For the listener,
Cull Obsidian is like a classy Star Wars name.
That's true.
That shit's artistic.
I'm glad they changed it from Supergiant. That would have not went over well.
Yeah. Supergiant's a little generic. But Stefan, your favorite scene or scenes?
So I got the introduction of Doctor Strange and Wong and everything at the Sanctum Sanctorum, the banter with Tony. The battle with Ebony Maw, and just seeing Benedict Cumberbatch, I'm like, oh, he's fucking awesome, man. And like, say what we all will about like the Batman Begins-ness of Doctor Strange or the, whatever our collective feelings are. It made me want to watch that again, and I can't fucking wait for a Doctor Strange sequel. He's a badass, man. I love that moment later on when he's talking to Thanos, and he's like, well, you haven't faced the master of the mystic arts or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, that scene was awesome.
Yeah, and Wong, that part when Tony was just like, and you're coming to my wedding.
Yeah.
Like, Wong was that badass shit with the portal and everything. Like those guys are so fucking awesome. And then I also really love, like, my heart swelled. I've been really into Thor lately. I don't know too much, but like limited small runs here and there. But when Thor gets his groove back and he gets Stormbreaker, all the stuff with Groot making the handle for Stormbreaker, and I'm just so like, good. Yeah, because I'm like, fuck yeah, because I never was a big fan of the Ultimates universe, but I really like the Unworthy Thor stuff. It's so heavy metal, and he uses Stormbreaker in it, and they kind of unified that aspect of the universe, which I think is really cool. And it's cool, just all the change that's gone on with that character. But then when he came back and started fucking up those Outrider monsters, what are they called? Outriders, something like that. Those dog demons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When he started fucking them all up, I'm like, yes. And then, like, to segue into my next one of my favorite scenes is when Banner's in the Hulkbuster, and he's like, "Oh, you guys are in for it now," and shit. And just seeing him fucking throw down I really liked that because it's like you always see. It was a really good thing for the movie because you see Hulk always like tearing shit up, and it's great to see Hulk. But it was really cool to see Banner use his mind in order to control the suit in order to fight like the Hulk. It was just like a crazy set of things that was happening. I was like, the whole movie was a fucking nerdgasm, man. And you know, all the subsequent Hulk humor about his Hulk rectile dysfunction that he had.
Yeah.
That shit was great. And just you know, seeing Mark Ruffalo get a little bit more meat in this one was cool, especially coming off of Thor Ragnarok. Just, you know, the plan as they have it going on is just really going well. And man, there's so many other scenes. The one scene that fucking just destroyed me and I didn't think it was going to happen was fucking Peter holding Tony as he's disappearing near the end.
Oh my god, dude! I wanted to say that like, too.
I'm sorry, Mr. Stark. I'm sorry, Mr. Stark.
I'm sorry. I don't want to go.
It's like that. It's like that scene in Homecoming when he's like pushing the cinder block off of him.
Yeah,
that fucking emotion that dude can fucking tap into. That dude's a fucking amazing.
That kid.
I was like, "Go now, Spider-Man."
Yeah. So anyway, I'll leave it at that for now.
Yeah, I didn't. I got to ease into it, but there's so much of those moments.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
My heart dropped out of my asshole.
Dude, I did not. I thought we were like, because they're already talking about like Spider-Man going to different worlds in the new Spider-Man film or places or whatever, and I was like, you can. When he started disappearing, I was like, no. How's this gonna line up with this event and like the new Spider-Man movie? I don't even know what comes out next. What's happening? Why is everyone disappearing? I don't like it.
All right, so my favorite scenes, I got two here. I first one, I really loved Quill getting so jealous of Thor. God, I laughed my ass off in that scene, man. Every fucking joke for me landed. I thought it was
voice moment. So
yeah, just so fucking good, man. Because Quill likes to think of himself as so smooth, but then you know, I think anybody that would be around Thor, even fucking Chris Hemsworth, it's just like, what can you do, man? You got a fucking like God walking around. Basically, it's too much.
Massaging his muscles.
Doesn't even phase him. Doesn't even register to Thor that there's even any kind of threat.
He said too. Yeah, that's a cool thing about Thor too. He's had his whole family get fucked, like killed, and he's got to deal with Loki still.
Oh,
like he's got that going on too. So like, yeah, man, I love that
Thor scene. Sorry, let me add that one. Sad Thor scene where he's trying to boost his confidence.
Oh yeah.
That was like, fuck, dude. Like Chris Hemsworth.
Hemsworth really was fucking pulling all of his acting chops in that scene. Yeah, he's
a bad motherfucker, man.
He was good, man. I mean, genetic jackpot on that guy.
This is
how much can we suck his dick? All right,
he's an angel.
All day long, baby. All day long.
All right,
an animal, but he's an angel. Some shit.
Speaking of dicks, number 2, I got a major fucking rock hard 12-year-old morning wood boner when I saw Doctor Strange replicate and then grow Vishnu 1,000 arms, bro.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
God, I fucking love that scene.
Good.
I don't remember dropping acid before this movie, but I was tripping.
I did some research real quick, and I'm not sure if Vishnu is the 1,000-arm one, but just in case we've got some super nerds out there, it seems like the one that does have 1,000 arms is Avalokitesvara. Anyway, moving on from that.
Hey, someone just got schooled.
Right in your fucking nerd.
Yeah, there we go. So fuck you. All right, moving on.
We're like a bike gang.
Now we're just going into general likes. This is again borrowed from the Maddie format. We'll get into dislikes after this, of course. But instead of just favorite stuff, just some other shit that you liked. I guess it's we'll just start with Joey again.
Red Skull.
Yes.
Finally came back.
Yeah.
Finally, I've been saying
awesome.
it. I was like, dude, he's around. I was like, he's around. He's around somewhere.
I was like, whose voice is that?
Yeah.
Replace it. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's a different voice. I thought it was Littlefinger from Game of Thrones because it sounded just like him, but it's not. It's some other actor. I liked seeing him back. Oh boy, I like the use of Thanos using his Infinity Gauntlet like turning Drax into a bunch of blocks and turning Mantis into like little spools of wire or whatever. Him putting the Hulkbuster suit into the mountain.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Just like fucking stuff like that was great, man. I thought the children of Thanos were great. They were just fucking badasses. Let's see. There's a lot. There's
whole
just
movie
a lot.
like before.
Yeah, there's so much in this film, dude. So I'll leave it at that.
All right, Maddie.
Well, I already said this, but Thor was awesome in it. I really, really liked all of the comedy. There was so much, for the first half of the movie, like everyone in the theater was busting up. It's like everyone's on the same journey we're all on. We've all seen these 18 films or whatever at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some people hadn't, but I felt like the comedy still landed. And that was really refreshing because I knew this was going to get dark and I didn't know how soon that was going to happen. So for the jokes to ease you into what was going to happen was nice. Thank you, Russo brothers. Cause after that I cried for the rest of that movie. Like I said, I love the other scene is when Peter Parker's disappearing. That scene, I was like, oh my God, this kid can fucking act. I'm so sad right now for comic book characters.
Mm-hmm.
And then I immediately, as soon as that scene was happening, it recalled me back to Homecoming, where it was like, you get lifting the cinder block up and how emotional that moment was. And I was like, just when he's apologizing to Tony and what's Tony Stark going to say? It's like, you didn't we tried our best. And it's just, the end is hard to watch. When Spider-Man almost, and another thing I like is when Spider-Man's like, I almost got it, and he's pulling off the Infinity Gauntlet, and you're like, holy fuck, what is happening? Yeah. And then I was like, they fucking did. I was like, Strange was right. He saw it. They did it. And then as soon as I was like, Pete, Star-Lord, stop.
Yeah, stop.
Don't you do it. I'd be upset too. But you see what Spider-Man's doing over there? He's trying to save fucking day. Because that's his job. He's being a fucking Avenger right now. And I was just, I knew things were going to happen. I knew this wasn't the end of the movie, but in my heart of hearts, it wanted it to be, guys. I just wanted one movie and it just to be done. Spider-Man saved the fucking day, put on the Infinity Gauntlet, fix everything. I don't know. There's so much to like about it. I don't think I have that much that I dislike about it.
Nice.
God damn, this movie's good.
Mm-hmm. All right, Stefan.
So I got the Spidey sense moment with Parker when he realizes the shit's starting to hit the fan. Also, having the distraction moment. He's like, I need you to do a distraction. He's like, we're gonna die. And everybody looks at him. It's just the timing is just like the Russo brothers, the pitch perfect timing on the comedy and the pacing and everything. Spider-Man going into space, being latched onto the thing, the Iron Spider armor,
so good,
activating and stuff.
Yes.
And just the overall Spider-Man or Peter disobeying Tony's orders to then be there to help him later. Like what Maddie was saying with them pulling off the gauntlet. I love he's like, kid, get over here, because Tony knows how strong Spider-Man is. So they're fucking going at it. Sorry, I lost train of thought. Blah 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 blah. Their whole mentor-pupil relationship is just awesome. Hence why it was so heartbreaking when Pete was disappearing. I loved seeing Falcon, War Machine, just all the heroes assembling and battling. Everybody we've come to grow and love. It was it was over. What do they call it? Overstimulation. Almost. I'm just look around you and everybody in the audience is just shaking in pure orgasmic stupor. I also love Black Panther. When you first see him, he's ruling, holding charge, helping assemble, get everybody ready to go. They didn't mince any words, and Shuri doing the whole thing with Vision and everything. I also like the Vision Scarlet romance aspect, introducing them in, seeing Paul Bettany outside of the Vision look, and then when he first goes into battle and stuff, and you see him flying around. Love Vision. He couldn't phase, because the fucking blade stuck in him. I was like, damn, this is fucking nuts. So that's what I have general likes, ton of shit, man. still coming back to me. But yeah.
All right, cool. So my likes, of course, it's most of the movie, obviously, but specifically, I really like Doctor Strange and Iron Man fighting. That was just cool. I mean, they're very similar. They got huge ass egos. Of course, they would fight. It makes perfect sense.
They're the same fucking character.
Pretty much. One's science, one's magic. It's the same fucking guy, so it makes fucking sense. They try to they're rivals for the same space. You know what I mean? Of course, they fight. It's perfect. And then Quill getting mad at Thanos whenever Thanos says I had to, and he goes, "No, you didn't have to. You didn't have to." You know, like fucking like he's also like really emoting there, man. Like Chris Pratt's bringing it to that scene, man. Really emotional. I thought I really love Mantis and Drax. I think they need to do more with Mantis in the future. But Drax
is great.
Drax being that whole like I'm invisible, you know,
that was cool, but the joke died before it ended for me.
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Damn it! I know I'm invisible. It was like I don't know.
It might have been a half beat too long, but I definitely like appreciated it a lot.
I laughed out loud.
Yeah,
no problems.
So Scott guffawed. I loved Wakanda again, man. We're just leaving Wakanda and we're coming back to it, you know. We're Black Panther's there, M'Baku's back, Shuri Okoye. Their presence on screen, man. Like I feel like they, you know, the way they've directed Chadwick Boseman into this role, or maybe he thought of it himself. I don't know. I don't know how familiar he was with Black Panther coming into this, but like he walks like a king, you know. Even the way he fucking walks regal as fuck. And it's just the presence really reads on screen, man. It's fucking great. I love every minute he's on screen, dude. And then the fucking 8 legs or whatever that come out of Spidey, dude, and the Spider-Man. Fucking love that. And they don't just come out; they use it. The way they use the legs, it's like in a tactical way. I thought that was great. And just like you guys said, the Tony and Spidey relationship, him screaming, "Mr. Stark," you know, he'll never call him Tony. He's always Mr. Stark to him. And I think that I love that. I think that's great. He's a kid, you know, he wouldn't call him Tony, you know? And then the teamwork fighting. This is something that Justice League, of course, messed up like a motherfucker. Like the teamwork fighting in this, Doctor Strange makes a portal. Spidey jumps through that portal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is the teamwork, fucking doing your powers in tandem and combining your shit. That's where it's at, you know?
If I can add to that, the ladies, when they got to fight alongside each other and help each other out against, what was her name? The Proxima Midnight, who is played by, she's motion captured by fucking old girl from Fargo. Sorry, Fargo.
Carrie Coon.
Carrie Coon.
Really? Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't think it's
the first episode of, what's that?
I was saying, I think the actual motion capture is somebody else, but the voice.
She's the voice. Yeah. Love Carrie Coon. Just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
All right. only have 2 more quick ones. Thanos I did appreciate Thanos' different origin from the comics too, or not origin, but I guess you could say motive. I like that, and we'll get more into that in a minute. But
you say different?
Yeah, I mean, there's no death in it. He's not trying to impress death.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. It was even though it was different, it made sense, and it was a good change. So, and also like everybody else here as well, I really liked Ebony Maw. You know, as a villain, he seemed like great, just fucking great. I think British voice actor, like truly evil, sadistic, creepy, like
great power usage, the great illustration of his power.
Yes.
It's like, why haven't we seen Magneto do some cool shit like what he did to Thor? You know, like just.
That's true. Yeah. Just fucking the telekinesis that he was doing was fucking great, dude. Awesome. All right, so now we're moving into dislikes. This might be a kind of a short version of the podcast, but all right, take it away, Joey, if there's anything.
I have just a couple, and they're kind of not like super dislikes, more like kind of like kind of is. What's his name? Peter Dinklage's character. I think that they could have done a better job with the hair.
Okay.
Because it was just like a really bad wig, man. It's like, he's just like really like almost like shitty hair wigs on these like really.
Yeah, he grows that kind of hair.
He's like fucking B movies or something. Like they could have made it look different than just a shitty hasn't washed it wig. But anyway, it's small. I would have liked to seen. I know he did it a couple times, but I would have liked to have seen Thanos, like especially towards the end when he's got all the gems, or he's going for the last one, and he does throw Hulkbuster into a mountain, but the other guys he just kind of knocks away. Really, I would have liked to have seen like more stuff like he did with Drax and Mantis, just kind of little things like that. You know, just something brutal where you're just like, fuck, he just fucked that dude. He's this guy is like. Whatever, turn to dust or something. A lot of them do turn to dust, but and then the third one is more like it's more of a like or dislike turned into a like. You guys mentioned the Spider-Man costume with the arachnid legs. That was the Tony Stark suit which appeared in the Civil War comics. I wasn't a fan of the suit.
Iron Man or Spider-Man?
Or the Spider-Man suit with the arachnid legs.
In the comics.
In the comics.
Okay.
But in the film, they were awesome.
Yeah, the suit looks way better.
Yeah, so it really sort of turned a dislike into a like, especially like out of nowhere, they just come out to help him from getting sucked in to space. And you're like, oh shit, I didn't even know he had these. Now he's got them. Yeah. Fuck yeah, these are awesome. And so really like those are probably the only three, and they're obviously not that good of dislikes, but yeah.
All right, Maddie.
I will say, Stefan mentioned this earlier with seeing Bruce Banner in like the Hulkbuster, and I was like, that's cool. But I love the Hulk, and I always love the moments when Hulk is just like, okay, cool, I'll come out. It's time for me to save the day or do something really cool. So I kind of wanted Hulk to show up and do something pretty cool. Or at least take out the oh god, I can only call him Supergiant now. So I wanted
Call Obsidian.
Yeah, I kind of wanted for like the Hulk to get over whatever the fuck is going on with that, like within the film. You know, I did like Mark Ruffalo is a fantastic actor. I loved him in the Hulkbuster, but like when God damn it, I fucking forget this guy's name. When he rips off the Hulkbuster's arm, I was like, oh shit, the Hulk's coming out. And then it's like, he's like, fine, I'll do it myself. I was like, this is cool. All right, we're saving Hulk for a Thanos moment or something, you know? And I was just like, I just never happened. And I was like, damn it, man, I love seeing the Hulk on screen. I know he was in a movie already, but come fuck on. I just felt like I feel like they just could have done something better with him. With the Hulk, because I just like seeing him because he's a monster and I love monsters. So, but I don't really think I have any other complaint, really. I mean, maybe some more Guardian songs instead of just the one.
So there, you guys sent, I think Andrew sent this picture in the messaging board of the, everybody running through the trees in Wakanda and the Hulk is there.
Yeah.
That's
so
true, yeah.
So they definitely tricked us in the trailers.
Yeah, that's
I hate
true.
They did a big switcheroo. They did a big old
I think,
switcheroo.
yeah. As much as I would want to see the Hulk, I am still glad that it was the Hulkbuster and Banner doing some shit.
The old
No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is
not
like,
to disagree with you or anything.
No, I like the part where
okay
it was like, I'm fine, I'll do it myself because I like, having Banner be, but I just thought there was going to be that moment where there was going to be a written part where it would be like, yeah, we need the Hulk right now.
Yeah.
But there was never that moment. I mean, where they needed the Hulk at was when they're pulling that gauntlet off Thanos.
Yeah, that's true.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe if I watched it again, I'm kind of just, since I just saw it like a couple hours ago, I'm still in awe of it, and I haven't had a lot of time to process.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I'm still like orgasming over here. It just hasn't stopped. So,
Squirt.
But yeah, there's nothing that I mean, maybe like once the Blu-ray comes out or something, we'll get back into it and be like, oh, here's all my problems. But maybe not. Maybe I'll just be like, this movie's fucking awesome. I will say I liked it better than the other Avengers movies.
Oh, really? Wow. All right.
Probably the best. Yeah.
Yeah. I just think it's, I just think it was more fun.
All right, Stefan, dislikes?
Oh man, that is tough. What a great movie. Just before I say that, I want to add to likes Heimdall sending Hulk to using his last bit of energy to send Banner back. But dislikes, I would have to say Peter Quill really rubs me the wrong way.
Really?
I think I just have an issue with Chris Pratt. I don't know why. He's kind of fallen out of favor for me a little bit. I loved him in Parks and Rec. I've been loving him as Star-Lord and stuff like that. I just feel like in this movie, they kind of like had to sacrifice a little bit of attention on Peter Quill, some of his character moments to fit in some of the other stuff, especially introductions to other heroes and stuff. But yeah, and when I totally understand where he's coming from, like punching Thanos and shit and breaking Mantis's hold on him, but they fucking had him. And I understand, like I was saying, I understand where he's coming from because the woman he loves, he just found out, is dead. But at the same time, I was just like, oh God, of course it was Star-Lord. He's kind of a big fuck up to me, but I love him, but I hate him kind of a little bit. And maybe it's just because I'm sad about things. I'm not really sure yet why, but kind of rubbed me the wrong way throughout the film. And then Drax, I really like Drax, but I feel like that sometimes his humor is like really brilliant and I'm like, oh man, this character's great. And then other times I'm like, you're reaching too fucking hard, just move on. That the invisible joke I thought was really funny up until it kept going, and I'm just like, how's he gonna get out of this? And he's like, damn it. Or, no, you're not, I see you. Like, I'm just like, all right, whatever, move on. So I felt like I was a little bit powerless, that particular joke. And then Gamera, her dying, like obviously I don't see any other way as it could have turned out, but I'm just like pissed. I'm like, fuck, man, I love her. I really like Gamera. Maybe that's what it is. I'm like, what do you see? Peter Quill, Gamora, sorry. But yeah, I was kind of bummed that she died. And then Benicio del Toro's very short performance as the Collector. I'm just like, whatever, dude. I love Benicio del Toro, but I'm just like, he was like Jake Gyllenhaal and Okja to me, that fucking just really annoying shrill. I'm just like, that's not acting. That's just fucking yelling. Move it along.
Man, come on. That Jake Gyllenhaal role's great. Remind me of Bubble Boy.
Oh, Bubble Boy's great. That character I didn't like, but yeah. So, of any likes, those would be my likes, and two of which are just plot points that made me sad.
So you really like the movie?
I fucking love this movie, and I'm just like getting more and more likes in my head and stuff like that. It was so good, just being there. I was laughing, I was clapping when Thor came back with Stormbreaker. I was like, yes! It was so much fun.
All right, so mine are pretty nitpicky too, because again, it's like, there's not much wrong with the film, but you guys might not like this one, but I just felt like that the whole side quest of him trying to make the hammer, it's a little bit too long. It's like,
oh no,
it should have been like, hey, Peter Dinklage, I need a hammer. I'm fucked up, but I just got as long as
they said dwarf. I was like, yes, Peter Dinklage.
Then like a quick scene of Groot, like, maybe making the fucking handle for it, and then he's back on Earth. I just felt like they spent too long there, like a little bit.
I don't know. I like starting the forge thing, the sunlight.
I mean, it's a Thor story.
Thor-y, if you will.
I didn't get that vibe watching it, but maybe I need to rewatch it again.
He's the one who based it. Like, he was, when Thanos goes, you should have went for the head. Thor fucking almost killed Thanos.
That's true. That's true.
Thor is the only reason. Like, they had a chance. I mean, the other guys did too, but like the backup plan was Thor. Receptors. But no, I have no problem with that scene. I like, like with Joey, like I love when Thanos is getting all the stones, and I like Thor getting a new hammer, because who's Thor without a new hammer or Stormbreaker?
I like him getting the hammer, but I just felt like there was something too long about it or something.
It adds to the universe, man. It's great.
I don't know. I'll need to watch it again, but that's how I felt when I first saw it.
I agree. Coming up, I enjoyed a lot of it, but I do kind of agree that they could maybe have cut down a little bit of that.
And then Dinklage in that scene is like a little bit too jokey. It's like he doesn't even give a shit about acting a little bit. But it's just kind of funny. He
has been alone for, well, I guess not that
it's long. Comedic in a way as well, and also like my mold maker friends, when he says it's the mold, they must fucking love that shit, dude. Fucking hey, it's the mold.
I love that. Yeah,
it looks like a mold maker in a Marvel movie, dude. And how many mold makers made shit for Marvel movies? It's amazing.
It's a fucking so meta.
It's cool. It's definitely cool. And then there's that scene where Scarlet Witch is like, oh no, not Scarlet Witch, fucking Gamora. She says, "You'll kill me," right? That whole thing. And then it's like literally like a scene or two later they have to do that. It just felt like there should have been more space in between those things. But again, I know it's a little bit nitpicky, but whatever. And then the other one is just
Yeah,
like
man.
there's
They
no
know
real,
what they want
there's
each
no
other.
real explanation for why the Hulk is impotent. Maybe it's because he got beat by Thanos in the
That's
beginning.
good. There doesn't need to be an explanation. It's leading to another. Hopefully, that leads into a Hulk adventure, baby.
And
There's
they might
something
have
on there. I like
a
that.
huge like big reveal in Avengers 4. I don't know, So
Mm.
I don't know. Again, it's pretty nitpicky, and honestly, these are my only dislikes for the whole movie. So that's it.
Hi, I'm Nick Picky.
I mean, has Hulk gotten beat yet? I think that was like the first time he just got his ass handed.
That might be it, I guess. That's probably the logic there.
Yeah. Like Thanos
Yeah.
just whooped the shit out of him.
That was
ready for that
awesome
shit.
too. I like how he was shrinking as he was losing. That's what it is. It's a confidence thing. He was like shrinking as he was losing the battle, and he would just came from a fucking
Well,
planet where he was a king gladiator.
Well, yeah, that's the Ragnarok. He stays as Hulk for so long because people worship him there,
Oh,
and
right.
then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go fight this guy who's not a god." You know,
love
who just and what he has an Infinity Stone at that point, maybe two,
One.
Yeah.
one.
That's what's
That's
been
one,
missing
and
from
he
the-
beats the shit out of him. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense, man.
That's what's been missing from the Hulk films, I think, is the duality of these two characters, Banner and Hulk. It's always like Banner, 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 and then fucking smash, smash, smash.
Yeah.
You know, and now we know that the Hulk has dimension and can talk more. It's going to be cool to see the arguments they get into psychologically, or Banner trying to separate himself from the psyche or some shit. Like, there's so much potential there. Anyway,
Yeah.
fart noise.
Do you turn into the Hulk or does the Hulk turn into Banner? There's that whole fucking thing in that fucking Hulk run. Anyway, all right. So the last part of
smash.
here we go into some topic stuff real quick. So what was the most surprising thing to you, Joey?
The most surprising thing. Oh boy.
Oh, brother.
How much I didn't hate it.
I think I'll probably just go with this one. I really liked Thanos.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, this was his first time on screen as this Thanos. We've seen him as, the other Thanos that you're just like, let's hope they fix this for the film. But just him having like depth and him wanting to make the universe a better place, but by doing horrible things, you know, like he wasn't power for himself. It was about him just in having the universe, just like living in this utopia, this like really a genuine utopia. But he's got to kill half the universe, which is like, that's not so good. So it was like two ends of the spectrum. I'd never thought of this like when I read the comics, but like when he uses like one Infinity Stone to like teleport away, that being like the space gem or whatever, that one gem glows. Not all of them glowing at the same time. That one, okay, he's using this power, and that one starts to glow. I never even thought of that. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's great. I love that. So like everything with Thanos, like I was like all my like issues coming into it being like, oh, I don't know, I hope it's good. Fucking blew me out of the water.
Nice. Maddie.
I'm gonna like kind of jump off Joey here. I think Thanos was like, I mean, cool. I know the Josh Brolin can act. This would be cool, but it's like motion capture. He's this giant dude. All right, let's see what is like. I just like his like, why is he doing this? What's his motivation for the events of why he needs to get all these Infinity Stones, and like how much are they changing it from the comic of what little I remember of it. And I just, that scene where he kills Gamora, I just, because I knew, like, when they went up there, I was like, fuck, man, this is it. He's going to have to kill her as soon as Red Skull starts talking. I'm like, fuck. I was like, I knew people were going to die. I didn't know what was going to happen this way. And then for her not to realize what was happening because she just thinks Thanos hates her, and then Thanos cries, I was like, fuck, man, this is a pretty deep villain you got here.
Yep.
And I think a deep villain, like, he does terrible things, but I love that there's like a lot of story to him. Just when he shows like a Titan before like when he tried to fix Titan, but no one went with it, and then like his planet was destroyed. So you get his motivation of why he's doing what he's doing currently. But that scene really just was like, fuck, man, Marvel just got deep. Like I remember when I had fun at these movies. Now I'm crying. I don't want to anymore. Marvel, go back to fun times. But that scene just. I mean, once she has that conversation with Star-Lord, I was like, all right, well, she's going to die at some point. Or there's going to be a point where Peter's going to be like, no, I don't have to say, like, I found a way around it because I'm super smart about playing and stuff. And I was like, okay, so this is going to go either way. But as soon as they were up there on that thing to get the soul gem, I was like, fuck. Oh, my God. But I thought that scene just surprised me. I did not think in Infinity War I would see Thanos shed a tear or tears.
Right.
That moment surprised me a lot. And another thing generally about the whole the movie, I guess, I thought it was going to be more Cap action. And going back to Thor kind of being like, to me, he was the main star of the movie. That also surprised me because, you know, Thor, I guess besides Ragnarok, I feel like most people forget about the Thor movies. You know, like, oh yeah, Thor's in this. You know, oh, he's part of the team. But I really liked that. Really surprised me because I was like, "Oh shit, Cap's on the scene now! It's Captain America movie. Can't wait because I love Civil War and I love Winter Soldier and the Russo brothers did those. Yep." And then it wasn't. And then I was surprised that like Black Panther wasn't a big deal. Like, I mean, there's a fight in Wakanda, but Black Panther isn't leading anyone at any point. And then he ultimately is one of the people who disappears. Like, is that a good move, Marvel? Black Panther made a shit ton of money for you. Maybe you need him in the next one.
He just got all the action though, most recently.
Yeah, I know, but I just thought riding that wave. I was just like, and I mean, I understand that like when that movie they're filming stuff, so they don't really know how things are gonna go. But come on, y'all, we all knew Black Panther was gonna be dope, you know. So just some surprising things that I thought I would get more from certain, like you know, certain characters that I didn't get as much, and characters that I didn't think were gonna get a lot of time, got a lot of time. So
say characters again.
Andrew, you sent this to the thread, but Black Panther still in theaters and number 11 at the box office. Currently.
Wait, no. It was 5th, but it's in its 11th week.
Oh, 11th week. You're right.
11 weeks in, and it's still in the top 5.
And they turned that motherfucker to dust. Like it was.
All right, Stefan, most surprising scene.
I got a couple
most surprising thing in general about the movie.
Most surprising thing in general, Peter disappearing fucked me up.
God, me too, man.
I did not expect to feel that, and again the sad Thor moment. I was like, damn, I feel really. You know, it's like in contrast to that Aquaman shit that was pretty good in JLA. That one moment that they fucking screwed up. It was kind of like that Thor scene was kind of like that scene. I was just like, man, here's some chops. This guy's finally acting. This is cool. I'd watch movies with this guy in it. Anyway, what else was I gonna say? And Gamora dying. I was like, whoa, that kind of came out of nowhere, but it all makes sense, sadly enough. But yeah, Peter was not ready for that.
Oh man.
All right,
but I know it'll be okay in my heart of hearts. I know it'll be okay.
It more than likely will. All right.
Will it though?
Also, if I can add something that was just really surprising to me. Again, it makes sense in retrospect, but the ending, that last moment with Thanos looking at the sunset and that small smile he gets, like accomplished, and it's like, whoa, bad guy wins. Whoa, and then everybody's like, did we just lose? I was like, holy fuck. I was like, that's for real. This is Empire. This is damn near as good as Empire. This is crazy. Anyway, that's all. I'll leave it at that.
I echo what you boys are saying. My most surprising thing is Thanos' backstory and him winning, you know, snapping the fingers, and it's in the trailer, you know, and then we actually see it happen, and just basically everything with Thanos, because everybody, it's been said online a lot in the, you know, nerd community or whatever, is that Marvel has a villain problem. You know, most of the villains are kind of throwaway. You know, so but with this one, you know, you get like a pretty fleshed out backstory, and you know, Thanos is crying on screen and all kinds of shit. You know, it's definitely like anything is a means to an end. You know, it's him. You know, it's so. I really appreciated that.
One thing, can I add the whole them disappearing and everything? It didn't seem like it was very painful to anybody.
Yeah.
So, which is interesting because it's like Thanos did all that stuff to get rid of them and like still considered possibly like the pain that they would all feel individually and just made them disappear more or less. I thought that was kind of cool.
It was like the rapture in the Bible. Okay.
The rapture. Bring it on, man.
I mean,
Dust.
It also seems like Thanos doesn't want to do this and is kind of taking on this
philosophy.
Of, like, the philosophy, and like he's like, I'm the only one that can do it because I'm the only one with like the heart or the mentality or to do this.
The fortitude.
Because I mean that whole scene where he's talking to Gamora and stuff is like he does not want to do that, but he's sacrificing one person to save the universe in his head. And that's just, it's crazy, man. Like fucking A. I did not, I feel like when you read comics sometimes, or, you just like, you fight the bad guy, you don't like, they're just like, oh, I'm just bad because I did this one thing.
No!
Like Thanos is just so good in this.
He mentions a couple times towards the end that he's like, I've lost, there's been a lot of deaths today, or I've lost so much today. He says it a couple times. You're like, yeah, I guess he did.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. He had
he lost his
only daughter.
And plus he like
favorite daughter.
His favorite daughter. He also lost his other 4 children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nebula hates him.
All that torture shit was really fucking nuts. I was like a Bjork video or something.
Oh, that way, yeah.
It was disturbing, dude. In
Westworld.
All right, next topic here. What'd you guys think of Thanos' motive in the film? This is one of the main things that was changed from the Infinity Gauntlet comic book source material. Joey?
I thought it was fine. I mean, it was pretty much the same type of thing. Just death's not involved, and it's on him. He thought of it.
Right.
I thought it was good. We just talked at length about Thanos, and I mean, insert here.
Okay, copy that. All right, Maddie.
I mean, I like it. I like this more than him trying to impress someone, because that just seems like a one-sided villain, whereas I felt like I got a two-sided villain, or like just an alien, a person that just watched his planet die around him, and he couldn't do anything about it at that point. But there's these Infinity Stones, and I could change things. I could bring my planet back. Like, it's just, I just thought he was just so good as a villain. It's like you almost were like, calm down, Avengers. Some of you are gonna leave. It'll be fine. But then it's like you don't want to see your favorite heroes go either. So it's like I was kind of like wrestling on my bike ride home about. I was like, man, Thanos is good. And he's right. And I was like, but why you gotta get rid of Spider-Man? I like him. Stuff like that. It's like I don't want to see those heroes go because they're also right. But Thanos is kind of right too in a weird way. And,
that's what makes a good villain, right?
And that's, I mean, yeah, man. I mean, fucking, it was, I think if he would have been trying to impress Death, I would have been like, oh, fucking really? I've just been like, oh, this is his motivation. Like, I get it. Like, some of that stuff is really fun in comics. Like, when you read something, it's just kind of outlandish and just be like, all right, cool. Now the Wolverine's going to show him trying to fight Thanos. That's fucking dope. I want to read that comic. Like it's kind of cool to read in a comic, but I think when you get into like film, movies, and all this, you kind of got to dig a little deeper to get something that's going to stand the test of time. And I think Infinity War will stand the test of time of comic book like team up movies, man. I think
epic mythology.
There you go. And I'm done.
Maddie, so what you're saying is Thanos was chilling at his house with his garden. He fixed Titan? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm just saying that he could potentially, since he has the time stone or whatever it's called.
Son of a bitch! I didn't even think of that.
But I mean, he could have. But
because we only saw like one area of Titan.
I remember seeing. I think it was Infinity. One of the comics he's in, and he's like farming or something.
Yeah. I thought it was.
And I thought maybe they were paying a little homage to that scene where he's like, "I'm done being Thanos, and I did what I set out to do, so now I can rest."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were, and I like that a lot.
So, and I really like that moment that that moment at the end is so great because the villain won, but You know, like, yeah, it sucks for us as audience members or the rest of the Avengers who are losing their friends. They just got back together. They're working together again. The Avengers have reassembled, and then half of them fucking disappear. You know, it's like, I don't want to see that either. Like, bring Spider-Man back. Like, bring Black Panther back. Why's Bucky gotta go, man? He's been through so much shit. He just got a new arm. Why you gotta take him away, baby? Teenage Groot, why? You know, so it's just like like the ending of Marvel. You got to make the next one happy, dude. I cannot go through your
Mickey Mouse gonna come out. Oh, boy.
No, I don't want that. Fuck that shit.
This is the second in the Avengers trilogy, so it is like Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
But
wait, the third. Wait,
it's
three.
the third. It's
the third. It's 3 out of 4.
It's a quadrilogy.
Well, they're breaking the molds with the trilogy because there's gonna be a fourth one.
Yeah, that's true.
To finish up this storyline, like
the mold.
You can't just end that and be like, all right, well, I guess the Avengers are done. Here's the new Avengers. We're just gonna call it 4. Like, you got to have them go and fix this because everybody wants Spider-Man back. Everybody wants Teenage Groot back, even though that's a little shit.
Teenage Groot, yeah.
When's the last time the third movie was better than all the other movies? Well, Thor.
Yeah.
That just happened.
Oh, yeah, that just happened.
Before that.
I mean, but it's crazy that like with the team up movies, you think, you know, they would have gotten by the third one. It's like, this one's not going to be any good. Like, you struck gold the first time.
I kind of hope they make a Kingdom Hearts movie so we can see all the Star Wars and Marvel characters in the same movie.
Oh my
Final
god!
Fantasy characters
And Goofy. Just kidding.
All right, Stefan. What'd you think of Thanos' motive in the film, Stefan?
I thought it made a lot more sense than the death angle, which I think the death angle thing is cool, but it makes him more of an imposing force to be reckoned with. And then earlier today, I saw a little thing where there was like comparisons made, like Vader and Thanos and stuff, and I'm like, damn near pretty close. Like, he's pretty fucking like, you know, like stalwartly evil. You know, he's evil in a way that supersedes his own being or moral compass. You know, it's just like a duty that he is, and it's really cool. Like the obsession of it, the mad titanness of the whole thing makes a lot more sense than the death thing. And I think for the fans, they kind of threw in at least some of the visual when you see Red Skull first appear before they show his face.
Yeah,
you know, they have that image of Thanos under that character of death and whatever. So like, it's kind of cool, I think, for Easter egg type of thing, possible reference paid to or whatever is interesting. Yeah, I dig it. Josh Brolin, baby.
So yeah, this thing was interesting because it was a major change to the character, and also it seems like they changed it midstream too. Because in Avengers 1 at the very end, the first hint at Thanos, they show Thanos even. They even say the humans to challenge them is to court death. Cut to Thanos smiling. Cut to credits. You know, so they were hinting at this way long ago, and then fucking what I liked about that. And I like the way it was handled here too, but I did like the death thing just because you have this like huge epic story. Thanos is this big fucking alien villain, but at the end of the day, he's just trying to impress a chick. I liked that like really small kind of personal motive thrown into this humongous story. I thought that was kind of cool. That being said, I don't mind it being changed either because what they changed it to was pretty cool. It was, to me, it was almost like, it's almost like Thanos was kind of like an environmentalist. Like he was worried about, like he was a cautionary tale. His planet had gone away. He talks about like limited resources and shit like that. And there's too many people and not enough resources. So what do? You fucking kill half the people so the resources can be there, you know? So it's like an environmentalist cautionary tale gone awry. You know, that's kind of how I saw Thanos, as weird as that is. So, I don't know. I guess I like that, and it felt original, and it still worked. It still worked, and you know, Marvel's really doing it. You know,
Andrew. So what you're telling me is Thanos is a tree hugging hippie?
I think he is, man. I think he is.
He a libtard?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, yeah. He likes nature more than humans, man.
Kill somebody over some compost.
Yeah. Pretty much, dude.
Did you just throw that can in the garbage can and not the recycling bin?
Be gone with you.
Thanos would kill Aquaman.
Crushed.
All right. Okay, so now we're heading into part 2. We're fucking crunching through this, guys. I can't believe it.
Let's crunch.
Oh, can I say one more dislike?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you know when Chitala says, "Get this man a shield," and he has the 2 like arm shields?
Yeah.
That was kind of wonky, yeah.
I was like, all right, cool, he starts with this, but someone should have shown up and be like, Cap, and threw him his shield, dude. Because see Thanos like go down on his shield or something. It's so fucking comic book.
That's true.
So fucking
It would have been it would have been the Captain America shield, except the diameter would have been a red circle and a slash through it.
Or not painted. Or something.
Yeah, it's not painted at all. Yeah,
that would be cool.
Just
I kind of anticipated that. Yeah,
I just was really hoping for that moment because I mean, I don't feel like Cap was Cap because he calls himself Steve Rogers. Because there's that scene where it's like, I am Groot, and he's like, I am Steve Rogers. Like, he himself as Cap, and is like, his costume's even way darker than it's ever been in any of the movies.
Mm-hmm. The stars are taken off too, and all the colors and shit.
Yeah, and I was like, man, like, I feel like that moment would have been great to get like the full color shield, like Black Widow someone brings it fucking to him. You know, I don't know. Like, I mean, you can write that shit in.
Fucking to him.
You know. But I don't know. They kind of annoy me because it's like, man, that shield's so iconic, man. Like, I would have loved to seen Thanos bring down like 2 fists on top of it because I don't know.
There's probably a moment in the 4th one though coming up. I'm sure that's going to happen. They can't not do that.
Yeah, but I gotta wait for that moment. I don't wanna.
May next year, man. That shit's already shot, man.
That's true. Why can't we just sit there? Why can't we have just watched the 3-hour movie, intermission, and then go watch the rest of it? Just fucking do it all, man.
Yeah, but they have to make $1 billion more. So
it would still make $1 billion. Jesus Christ, man! Just the next Spider-Man movie right after that shit. Fuck.
Lord, I know.
Or Guardians 3, move it up.
Just mainline it right into my psyche.
Right? I need to know how this shit ends, man.
All right.
This ain't like a comic book run where I gotta wait a week.
Can I
wait a year, dude?
Can I pay $5,000 to have it early digital release?
Right.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So part 2, theories and predictions. Moving into kind of open discussion. Anybody butt in at any time. No order anymore in this section. So here we go. And feel free once again to stop me at any moment. So the main theory that's circulating around the internet is Doctor Strange's vision of the future. It's kind of circulates around all this, and I can cite all this from Reddit and all that, but I'm just going to spare that in the audio. But if anybody asks me, if I actually do get an email about that, let me know. But anyway, so basically, this is what somebody said online. Strange reveals to Tony Stark at one point that he has traveled forward in time to scope out millions of possible futures, and that only one of these scenarios sees Thanos defeated. If the Sorcerer Supreme knows his mystic onions, I don't know why they wrote that, we have to assume his decision to exchange the Time Stone for Iron Man's life is based on his belief that Stark will play a vital part in ridding the galaxy of Thanos.
I agree with that.
Duh.
Yeah, it's all part of the plan.
Yeah. that scene played out exactly the way it was supposed. The end of this movie played out exactly the way it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, because then when you get the end credits scene when Nick Fury, Samuel L. almost dropping the MFer bomb,
yeah.
You know, cool. When we see the little pager drop.
True. And is it a pager because she's going to have a movie in the 90s coming up? Anyway, moving on. All right. Yeah, the first is that when Quill began... Oh, yeah, and there's another one here. Quill gets angry at Thanos, and everybody tries to stop him. And but Strange doesn't do anything. He's there, but he's quiet throughout the whole thing. He didn't want to interfere and stop Quill because he knew that if he changed one thing... i.e. the butterfly effect, that they wouldn't win. So he just kind of hangs out in that whole scene. This is further evidence for this whole theory here.
Well, yeah, I mean, whatever the plan was that they made up to try to get the Infinity Gauntlet off, which no one ever explains how that's going to work. We just watch it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know, how much did Doctor Strange actually have input in it on that scene?
Right.
You know, now if Doctor Strange was telling you what they all needed to do, then you'd be like, oh shit, Strange is on. He knows what's going on.
Right.
He helped with the teleporter stuff with Spider-Man, but that was it, I think.
Well, I think it was to trick. Like, I mean, ultimately, this is a whole ruse to trick Thanos, right?
Right.
Like Thanos thinks he has won at this point. He has rebalanced the universe, but we all know that's not true. And also, Doctor Strange also knew that he was going to die or fade away.
Right. Yeah, Doctor Strange, I think he's kind of seen everything, right? But I think that in Avengers 4, just to make it not so like Deus Ex Machina type of thing, where I think that something will have to go against what he saw, but it's still like what he's been doing the whole time still helped out immensely.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think
we don't really know what he saw for one.
Yeah,
and and so we'll never, I guess, really know the answer to that.
Right.
I mean, or we're gonna get Doctor Strange at the end of 4 going, I knew this was gonna happen. I'm like, God damn you are the Sorcerer Supreme. You know everything. Which is fine. Like, that's cool. It's comic book, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like that. I don't know. I mean, it sucks that it had to go down this way, but it did. But ultimately, we're probably most likely going to get all of our characters back, you know?
Yeah. Like Doctor Strange picking the gem out of the sky was dope. That was really cool.
He sealed it away in a fucking spell or some shit, man.
Yeah, that was cool.
And the other thing that they said here was that the third thing is pretty obvious, but at the end, Doctor Strange, when he's vanishing, he says to Tony, there was no other way. Mm-hmm. Clearly, Strange's plan went exactly how he wanted it to, and this is kind of his way of revealing to Tony that what happened and what is happening is meant to happen, and they aren't really losing, even though it may seem like it.
Duh.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I never watched a movie before.
Don't you know movies, son? All right, yeah. I mean, I think this is probably most accurate. This is the most popular one circulating the internet, at least as far as what I gather. It does make sense. And anybody else got anything to say about that before we move on?
No.
All right. So moving on from that, the other ones are honestly not quite as big as that one, but I'm calling this one the Stormbreaker theory. So it says here, the forgers of the Gauntlet created a failsafe without telling Thanos. That failsafe is triggered by the Stormbreaker, which is why Thor is able to attack Thanos. It's also why the Forger already had the blueprint ready for Stormbreaker when Thor showed up. Thor was able to overpower all 6 stones in that last scene. Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, they say that thing is like a god killer, right? That weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, did they say? I missed that.
They say something like that, and it. Like it's because even Thor's like, we got to go to this place because we need something that can kill
a god-killing weapon.
A god-killing weapon.
Yeah,
and that's why he
like, I want to go.
Yeah. So I mean, that scene was going to happen. You know, it's just happened. He should have just cut off Thanos' head. Instead, he didn't. He drove it into his heart, which didn't kill him. Which is,
Yeah, he should have aimed for the head. I guess Thor's too good-hearted for that. I don't know.
I mean, you can't chop off a Marvel villain's head in a Marvel movie.
I like where Andrew's coming from. Maybe there's a nobility behind not smashing, but it is also a Norse god, so
he's I don't know.
Smashing to be had back in the day.
But center mass is a bigger target. Anyway, so
yeah, true. Let's just
that also might be why they spent so long on that side quest making that fucking thing, because it might be a fucking huge thing in Avengers 4.
Well, I mean, at this point, they know they can stop Thanos with that, with the Gauntlet.
Right.
You know, so I mean, yeah, it's going to be a huge deal.
Yeah.
Well, Thanos would be he knows about it now, so
that's true, and he still has the fucking gauntlet on his hand.
That's another thing. It's like we don't really know if the gauntlet was destroyed when he snapped his fingers.
Oh, that's right.
It was pretty fucked up. I don't think it was
melted.
Yeah, I don't think it was destroyed, but yeah. So it's like, what's going to what happened to it? I know his arm was all singed and the gauntlet was fucked up. So is it like, is it still working perfectly? Does he got to get a new gauntlet? Does it just look fucked up now?
Yeah, I don't know. I think
what we need?
It's hard to tell.
We need that other movie right now.
I know.
And we have all these answers.
Yeah.
They have a year to edit that shit, man. Fucking
Wow.
right. All right. Anyway,
Wow.
so there's two more here before we get into predictions. And again, kind of minor, but I'm naming all these, by the way. The Red Skull theory. Red Skull might have become one of the four, which is infinity, eternity, death, or oblivion. And maybe there's more to it. Maybe it's more than just a hint at death from the comics, because the Black Cloak might have meant something more. Who knows?
Mhm.
Definitely seemed like there was more to Red Skull being back. I certainly hope so.
Yeah,
Certainly hope so.
agreed.
Apparently, what's his name?
The makeup
that
looked great too.
It did.
It did. It was awesome.
That actor had some sort of minor falling out with
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, Hugo Weaving. He had a minor falling out with Marvel for a bit, but I guess they kissed and made up.
No, it
That's
wasn't
why they
him.
call money.
It wasn't him, and his face was CG.
Oh, really? What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It
wow.
wasn't Hugo Weaving.
But his
The
voice, though,
was
right?
So good. They got
No, it wasn't
was-
Hugo Weaving's voice.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
because
fuck.
if you go back and listen to it, it doesn't sound like Hugo Weaving. It sounds more like Littlefinger, but it's not Littlefinger. It's like some other dude. I've seen him
I thought it
before,
was-
but
My knee jerk was Liam Neeson. I was like, what?
So maybe the falling out still happened.
yeah.
I guess so.
Still going on. Okay, whatever. All right. So the last one here, I'm calling it the one spared theory. This person said online, he noticed that the ones that survived the snapping of the gauntlet, the finger snap, Thanos spared the ones who went toe to toe with him and put up a good fight against him. And maybe that's because he too believes in survival of the fittest or something like that. He developed some sort of respect amongst warriors or something like that. Again, this is just a fan theory. Maybe this is just internal logic, but maybe that was behind some of the thinking there. Okay, moving on from that.
Interesting.
Into predictions. And then this also, I guess, is theories, but also predictions. Captain Marvel theory. And again, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think Captain Marvel will just come in and save the day with the Time Stone? Is that all that's going to happen, or do you think that Thanos himself is going to become repentant for what he did and reverses things back himself via the Time Stone?
So why do you mention the Time Stone with Captain Marvel?
Because there's got to be some sort of significance for, him paging her at the end, and maybe she's just one of the half that stays around, or maybe her powers make it to where she's somewhat immune to fucking. I don't know. I actually don't know.
Yeah, the Time Stone doesn't seem
Well, Thanos has that.
correlates. Like they definitely need the Time Stone either Thanos transported everybody somewhere. No, I guess not, because he wanted the whole thing is they're dead. But yeah, so the Time Stone obviously will bring all those other characters back. But I think
Who's going to wield it? Is Captain Marvel going to be able to get it from him?
Well,
or?
here's-
Oh, I see.
Thanos
What
gonna
you
do
mean.
it
The
himself.
gauntlet? Is that what you mean?
We're-
Her being able to hold the gauntlet.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
even if she just gets the one stone and she
I don't
has
think
that
she'll
one
be the
power.
be all end all reason Thanos is defeated. I think it's going to be a group effort.
So
But
you guys
they're
mentioned
just-
something.
yeah.
I think Andrew mentioned it can't be a Deus Ex Machina, or there should be, or something like that with Doctor Strange's outcome. And maybe he already knows this outcome, but based on the comics, he shouldn't, because at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, they were making Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
Adam Warlock.
Yeah, what the
gets
fuck?
Adam Warlock gets the Infinity Gauntlet from
Mm-hmm.
after Nebula, really, because she gets it for like an issue. He gets it, and he does the snap and brings everybody back. And in Captain Marvel, I'm going to assume, since she's part of the Kree, or she's a human who becomes a Kree or something like that, that they're going to get involved with the Nova Corps. Maybe we'll see some scrolls, and we'll find out where or what is going on, or at some point, what's going on with Adam Warlock. Because in the comics,
Right.
Adam
He's gonna be a
Warlock
big
is
part of
somebody
the
who's
next
not
one, too.
bound by time and space and
Yes.
predict.
I can't wait to see Adam Warlock, man.
He lives out of that like realm, I guess. If you understand, So
Yeah.
So we do get Captain Marvel, and it would appear that we're also getting Adam Warlock.
Yes.
That's going to be incredible. I forgot about that hint in Volume 2, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. And also Kevin Feige, the top guy at Marvel Studios, he did say that Captain Marvel is the most powerful, or I guess he said maybe the most powerful superhero yet seen in the MCU.
I can see that, yeah.
So how she, deals with Thanos will be quite interesting in the next one.
Another thing, when I started reading comics, Captain Marvel or Marvel had died years earlier. And he's always somebody who was like, Captain Marvel's dead. There had yet to have been another like Captain. I think there'd been a couple, but like he was always sort of the big one. White dude, blonde hair, and so it seems that like Captain Marvel, changes, but yeah, he was always sort of like the strongest, stronger than Hulk,
right?
Stronger than Silver Surfer, so he was up there.
Cool. And second's the last one here before we get into final thoughts. Is there's a Doctor Strange cloak theory. In the comics, Doctor Strange wraps the cloak around the gauntlet, and that was a major plot point in that one. And that also happened in the movie. And some people are speculating that he might have even stolen a stone or something like that in that scene. Mm-hmm. And maybe even some people are even speculating that he stole the Reality Stone. So what we're seeing at the end of the movie actually is Strange fucking controlling everything.
Wow.
Huh.
That might be a little bit too much, but
yeah,
that's a fun one to at least think about.
Yeah.
And then another thing I heard is that Infinity War, Avengers 4, whatever the title may be, is supposed to take place 5 years after.
Oh shit! Oh really? Wow, that far?
War. Yeah.
5 years after Infinity War.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Holy shit! They won't reveal the title either because it's
they won't reveal exactly.
They just did actually. There's a confirmation of it.
Really?
What is it?
It's Avengers Endgame.
Really?
I
hope
believe
not.
so. I saw a page earlier that said it might be, but the guy was saying it's absolutely confirmed. Let me do a little research.
That's not too spoilery though.
And so, because apparently there's like a picture with Tony Stark, and his hair is a little grayer. He's got like more gray in his hair. And so, do we actually see the world as becoming a more utopian place, like Thanos envisioned? And then it's like, do we go back to that? Do we, obviously it's wrong to take people away for this, but do we have a good thing here? So they got to sort of battle with that maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Marvel's getting too deep.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about this stuff.
So the actor of Red Skull is a guy named Ross Marquand.
Oh,
the
shit.
one he did.
He is also known as Jesus in Walking Dead.
Well, goddamn. Goddamn, Jesus.
Del Lío Jesucristo.
All right. Let's
left.
the last part of part 2, and then we'll get into final thoughts right after this. But the last little theory here, or theory / prediction, whatever you want to call it, switching out. So with Vision and Scarlet Witch and Gamora and Quill and Strange talking about the Stone versus Stark, but him, which he'll sacrifice first, Stone or Parker. This movie's themes are about choosing loved ones, or over something else or whatever. Mm-hmm. Could this be compacted further in the next one, where even if they start to come back from, what happened at the end of 3, what if they have to trade out their lives? Iron Man will probably have to give his life for Spidey. Cap will give his life for Bucky, and so on. Most of the heroes who died at the snap at the end of the movie were the ones with future movies confirmed, such as Guardians 3, Spider-Man 2, Doctor Strange 2, and so on. And the veterans are there living.
Yeah. So Rocket's going to have to give his life for Groot? Oh, man, I can't do this.
I don't know how it'll work.
And James Gunn said he was going to emphasize Gamora in the third Guardians.
Oh shit! Really?
As well. So yeah. So I'm not sure if that's supposed to take place before Infinity War. I see that it's unlikely.
I mean, for the next Avengers movie would have to come out before.
Right, exactly.
I mean, can you just imagine like a scene in Avengers 4 where it's like, it's your time, kid? Like from Stark to Peter?
Yeah.
Like,
I could definitely see the Tony thing. The other characters would be kind of a bummer, but I could definitely see Tony giving his life for Pete or whatever.
It'd be heavy. It would be
bowing
heavy.
out, you know.
We just fucking had that conversation with Pepper Potts about having babies.
Oh,
That's true. Yeah, I don't know where that's going.
How about that Pepper Potts, guys?
I mean, I hope it kind
She
of
needs to stop telling people to shove jade up their vaginas, but that's a whole other story.
Gwyneth is fucking looking. I'll just put jade in my vagina. For her.
She sells a bunch of fucking pseudoscience on Goop. That's a whole other fucking conversation. She's full of bullshit. But anyway, she was good in the movie. Whatever. All right. This is also from Ben Wan, senior Batman correspondent. But he said,
"What's he know about Marvel?
Maybe Cap will die and then the Captain Marvel will change her costume from what we've seen to the classic blue and red as an homage to Cap, and thus becoming the lead of the Avengers."
Well, I suppose anything is possible. And in movie speak,
I suppose that can happen. What?
But
here's
Stefan's response was,
here's the thing with
like
that blue and red. It's already been shown that her colors are blue and red.
Yeah.
But no, she's wearing like kind of a green color though in a lot of these.
She's wearing the Nova Corps stuff in the early part of the movie.
She's wearing the Kree uniform. Kree is green and gray.
Oh, yeah.
And so so I think maybe if that movie takes place in the 90s, maybe what we saw is basically like an origin story. Basically, it's like 10 years down the road, she's like, now I'm Captain Marvel again, or currently whatever. And so then she somehow gets in touch with Stark, and Stark knows more than he's telling. So he's probably already met them at this point, and so we catch up to that in her side of the story.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll see.
I just hope Adam Warlock shows up, snaps his fingers, everyone's back, and no one has to sacrifice him.
It's a big beach party like those pull-out issues where all the superheroes are on the beach and shit.
Oh my god!
Like, wow, please nobody's dead.
I mean, I definitely think that one or two of the original team members will die at the end of the episode.
I feel like they're gonna have to. I mean, it's sad to say, but I mean, it would be great drama.
Yeah, I think Cap. Tony, I could definitely see, but I think probably they'll do Cap because Chris Evans, I'm sure Robert Downey Jr. is probably getting old enough he doesn't want to play Iron Man as much anymore. But
Cap's the heart of it, and Tony's the brains of it. You're gonna take out both of those, and something.
Well, you got two new, but you still got Bruce Banner, and you got T'Challa's sister.
Yeah,
I just feel like who is the more brains than both Tony and.
True.
Because they're talking about at the end of all this, there will be a new team.
Oh, they got to. They've got to do that
as well. Yeah. So.
It's the only way they keep this fucking.
I mean, you don't got to kill them though. They could just go into retirement, and then Avengers 10, fucking Steve Rogers shows up to save the fucking day, and I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah, my theory is based solely on the fact that Chris Evans has said, "After I'm done with the Avengers movies, I'm out." So.
He's probably dead, man. I mean, it's just going to be such a great scene, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it though? I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna have nightmares about it. I'm gonna relive it over and again.
Cry and touch myself.
Cap and Tony do not meet in Avengers 3 at all. So they've got to have some meeting going on in 4, and then after that they die. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Rift.
Well, one of them's got it. I don't think they're going to kill both of them. That would just be too much.
Yeah, now Thunderbolt Ross is eating his words.
Yeah.
Talking about arresting.
Awesome. Nice, good
Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah. I love that fucking roadie. That's a court-martial.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
Yeah, seeing him in action was fucking awesome too. War Machine, that was tight.
Yeah,
yes.
Fucking throwing napalm down there.
Yeah, just like he's just so on, and I don't know. Don Cheadle's a great roadie.
He is. He's awesome. So we're going into to part 3, which is final thoughts. Let's go with Joey.
Dope. Go see it.
Let's go with Maddie. No, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna second Joey. Like, fucking go see it, man. Why aren't you seeing this? Well, actually, catch up if you haven't seen the other 18 films. Then go see this shit.
18. Yeah.
I don't want to hear anyone complain about, I didn't know what was going on because I didn't see the other movies. We've had so many fucking years to catch up.
That's true, yeah. It's on Netflix, too, half of them.
There's like 2.
Oh, all right.
It's
Well,
Civil
2 out of
War
18.
and Doctor Strange, I think, are the only ones. But they're easily found, and you can rent them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Catch up and be as sad as all of us are for Spider-Man and Tony's farewell.
All right.
And if we're listening to this and you haven't watched any of it, we spoiled the shit out of everything. So
Yeah, what the fuck is your problem?
if it's not your bag, then fucking stick to macrame or whatever it is you do.
Whatever bullshit you...
Yeah, if you don't already know what's up, then fucking whatever.
Stefan, final thoughts?
Absolutely astounding film. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. The audience I was with was great energy from the nerd community. It's fucking great to see your heroes triumphant, even though they lost in this one. Seeing Thor with Stormbreaker coming back and all that lightning, I was fucking 9 years old again. It was amazing. I'd say go see it. I think most people are going to see it. Obviously, a fucking huge box office this weekend.
Humongous.
I'm so happy we're living in a time where we have Avengers films, Deadpool films, and fucking even to a very, very, very lesser degree, some DC shit coming out. So let's keep this alive, man. That superhero fatigue that everybody talks about is only gonna make these movies ain't going anywhere. And I think
Just hop on
gonna
board.
have to evolve with it. Hop on board or don't, but that's what it is, and it's fucking awesome.
That's true.
Final thoughts.
All right. Yeah, so with me, even though it had some scenes that I didn't love, like as far as like the hammer making scene a little bit too long or whatever, it still had great fighting and great spectacle and the overall events that took place, and that more than made up for it. So, and it's just a lot of fun, and it ends in a way that makes you really question, where does it go from here? Like you really you have no fucking clue. Like we've speculated in this podcast and everything, but we really don't fucking know. We have no idea. So that's what makes it really cool. And I can't wait for part 4. I'm going to be seeing it again a year from now and fucking Thursday night or whatever. So, and like, if you guys remember from the 90s, like if they made like a part 2 of a movie, it usually sucked, or a part 3, it definitely sucked. If look
Not
back
necessarily true.
Not necessarily.
Aliens, Terminator 2. Calm down, Andrew.
But there was a lot of those in the 90s, like even The Matrix. Like the sequels
but not
were not as
Terminator
good.
3.
Yeah, Terminator 3 sucked.
3 was terrible. Like that's my point, right? But Marvel, we're 18 movies in. It's still pretty good to great to amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's only been a couple stinkers, Thor 2 and Iron Man 2, and the rest are pretty fucking good. So it's kind of dude, I mean, give it up to Feige and Favreau for this shit. Mainly Feige, I guess, but Favreau made Iron Man 1. So we have to continue thanking him.
Mm-hmm.
So
he'll be back, right? He's coming back for some shit. No,
Happy Hogan? No, I don't know, but
I
we'll
was
see.
thinking of the Star Wars TV series or whatever. But
Oh yeah, he is making that after Lion King. So
He deserves it. I want him in the Star Wars universe.
yeah,
he found the tone, man. He found the exact Marvel tone. So it's even though Feige heads it up now, Feige wouldn't have anything to head up without Favreau. Anyway, this has been episode 124, everybody. We'd like to thank Shasta once again. And that's it for me. This is Andrew signing off.
Joey, see you.
This is Maddie. Bye-bye.
this is Stefan. I've been dancing the entire episode. You can't see me, but I'll see you later. This is Stefan from the SuperHouse Podcast. Be sure to check us out on Patreon, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and any other godforsaken social media outlet that we should be floating on.
We are basically on all social media.
Yeah, all social media.
Mainly Facebook and Twitter and Patreon.
Check out the links in the description.
We have a lot of cool goals set up on our Patreon. Like if you donate $1, you'll be able to give us a topic for us to talk about. And we'll talk about for maybe an hour or more. Who knows how long it'll take.
And that's pretty tight.
That's the coolest thing.
Wait, we're on the internet?
That's pretty good. If you
And we can make money.
What?
If you donate $1,000, you get full frontal nudes.
We haven't set that up, but it's a possibility. You give us $1,000, who knows what'll happen.
Check us out.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
You get to go on a date with one of us for $10,000.
But you pay for everything.
You get to have your way with Maddie for $20,000.
For $1 million, I'll give you Joey for a weekend.
For $30,000, we'll help you hide a body. Check out our Patreon.
Superhouse Gigolo Project.
2018.
Links in the description.